Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Dear Mathematics and also welcome to the chapter of permutation and combination. In the last video session we have already discussed about the topic of factorial and some of the properties based upon the topic factorial. In this particular session we are going to discuss about some of the important or basic problems based upon the chapter factorial or based upon the last video. So let us discuss about some of the problems starting from the problem number 1. To solve problem number 1, we have to go through the property number 1, and the property number 1 tells that property 1, it tells us that n factorial can be expressed in the form of multiplication of factorial of n minus 1 with the number n, and all of the problems are based upon this property number 1. So starting from the first bit, 5 factorial can be expressed as the multiplication of 5 and the factorial of its previous term, that means it is 4 factorial. Then 7 factorial can be expressed as 6 factorial into, then it's the next term, that means 7. 11 factorial multiplied with 12, it is none other than the 12 factorial. It is the reverse condition. Starting from the right hand side, we have to find out the left hand side. Then 30 factorial can be expressed as the multiplication of, using this property here, we can have factorial of 29 multiplied with 30. Then factorial of 2n minus 1 can be expressed as, first of all we have to write down 2n minus 1 at the last term or the second part, and in the first part we have to write down the factorial of its previous term, that means factorial of 2n minus 2. Similarly, approaching towards to the next bit, 2n factorial can be expressed as the multiplication of 2n with the factorial of its previous term, that means factorial of 2n minus 1. Then the last bit of number 1, factorial of 3n minus 2 multiplied with factorial of 3n minus 1. Then approaching from the or considering the right hand side part, we have to find out the left hand side part, that means it will be factorial of 3n minus 1. So these are some of the basic simple problems, you can say that, based upon the property number 1. Then moving towards to the property number problem number 2, which are based upon the property number 2. So here it is the problem number 2, and all of the bits of problem number 2 is based upon the property number 2 of the factorial topic. And what does tell the property 2? Property 2 tells us that n factorial can be expressed as the multiplication of 3 terms, that is factorial of n minus 2, then multiplied with n minus 1, then multiplied with n. And all of the problems of the problem number 2 are based upon the fundamental property number 2. So using this property here, let us solve some of the problems or the given problems. 8 factorial can be written in the form of, like approaching towards the right hand side part of the property number 2, you can have 8, then 8 minus 1, it is 7, then factorial of its previous term, that means factorial of the previous term of 7, that means it is 6 factorial. Then 13 factorial can be expressed as 11 factorial is given. The next two terms we have to write down here, that is 12 and 13. Then 22 factorial multiplied with 23 multiplied with 24, that means the total right hand side part is given here. Just you have to write down the left hand side part, and it will be none other than the factorial of the last part, that means factorial of 24. Then 44 factorial can be expressed as the multiplication of 44, then its previous term 43, then factorial of its previous term of this previous term, that means factorial of 42. Then 3n factorial can be expressed as, here it is 3n, then its previous term, that means 3n minus 1, then factorial of the previous term of 3n minus 2, 3n minus 1, and the previous term of 3n minus 1, it is 3n minus 2, and its factorial. Then factorial of 2n minus 2 can be expressed as Here 2n minus 2 is already given here. Just we have to write down the rest of the terms here. The previous term of 2n minus 2, it is 2n minus 1. Then factorial of previous term of 2n minus 1, that means factorial of 2n. Then at last, the last bit of the number 2, 4n minus 2, factorial of 4n minus 2, then multiplied with 4n minus 1, multiplied with 4n. That means the total right hand side term is given here. Just we have to write down the left hand side part, and it will be factorial of 4n. So these are all of the solutions of the all of the bits of problem number 2, which are basically or totally belongs to or based upon the property number 2 of the factorial topic. Then let us move towards to the next problem. Now solving the rest of the problems, and that are based upon the respective properties. So problem number 3 is based upon the property number 3, problem number 4 is based upon property number 4, problem number 5 is based upon property number 5, and similarly problem number 6 is also based upon the property number 6. So let us solve the problem number 3. As all of you know that the HCF of sum of the factorials is the lowest factorial or the smallest factorial. That means the HCF of a 6 factorial, 7 factorial, 8 factorial, and you have to write down the smallest factorial, that is 6 factorial. LCM of 2 factorial, 3 factorial, and 4 factorial. Then you have write down the greatest factorial here, and that is the 4 factorial. Then using the property number 4, you have to answer 1 upon 4 factorial plus 1 upon 5 factorial. Then just you have to write down here 5 factorial in the denominator. That means you have to choose the greatest factorial or LCM. You can say that LCM in the denominator part. Then in the numerator part, you have to just write down. You have to write down the next term of 5. That means it is 6. Now next term of the denominator number. That means 5 and its next term, that is 6, and 6 will be written in the numerator part. Then problem number 5, which is based upon property number 5. First of all, you have to consider the LCM, and the LCM is the greatest factorial. That means it is 7 factorial. Then you have to write down the next term of the square of the denominator number. That means the square of 7, it is 49, and its next term, that is 50. Then solving the problem number 6, which is based upon the property number 6, 1 upon 3 factorial plus 1 upon 4 factorial is equal to x upon 5 factorial. Then it has been asked to find out the value of x, and the value of x is here whole square of 5, that means 25. Whole square of 5, that is 25. And all of these problems are based upon some of the properties that we have already studied. Then let us solve some of the more problems which are based upon the factorial topic and which are important for you. So here it is the problem number 7, and in the problem number 7 it has been asked to convert the following expressions into the factorial form. That means those bits are not in the factorial form. We have to convert it. But again, repeating the definition of n factorial. N factorial means the continued product of all the terms starting from 1 up to that given number n. But you can see that in the first bit that those all of the numbers are not like that. This is not the continued product from 1. So we have to express them as the continued product of all of the terms of starting from 1 up to the last number. That means 8. So let us multiply 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the numerator as well as in the denominator. Now you can see that both of the numerator and also the denominator are in the form of a continued product from the 1 up to the last number. So it will be multiplication of all of the numbers or continued product of all of the numbers starting from 1 up to 8. That means it is 8 factorial. Then the denominator is like also this, and it will be in the form of 4 factorial. And this is the solution of the first bit. Then moving towards to the second bit. Again, the denominator is not in the form of a continued product starting from 1. So first of all we have to express it in that form. So multiplying all of the terms starting from 1 up to 10 in both denominator and as well as numerator, we can have multiply all of the numbers. Now you can say that both numerator and denominator are in the form of a continued product starting from 1. So the numerator will be in the form of 10 factorial and the denominator gives us the result of 14 factorial, and this is the answer for you. Then moving towards to the third bit. Two multiplied with 4 multiplied with 6 multiplied with 8 multiplied with 10. You can see that all of the 5 digits are not in the form of a continued product. So we cannot express starting from 1 up to the last number because there is a gap. That means the odd numbers are omitted here. First of all, let us take a common 2 from all the 5 digits. Taking 2 common, from 2 it becomes 1. Then taking another 2 common from 4, it will be 2, but here it will be 2 square. Taking another 2 common from 6, it will become 3, and here it will become 2 cube. Taking another common 2 from 8, it will become 4, and here it will become 2 to the power 4. Taking another 2 as common from 10, it will become 5, and here the degree or power of 2, it will be as 2 to the power 5. Now you can see that these terms under the bracket or in the bracket are in the form of a continued product and also starting from 1 up to the last number 5, and this will be factorial of 5, and this is the answer for you. Then moving towards the important problem or important bit or question, you can say, that is the fourth bit. It is given that multiplication of n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus r plus 1. You can say that all of the numbers are in the decreasing order and they are all of our continued products, and you can say that conjugative numbers. But we have to write down or we have to express or convert all of the continued product starting from 1 up to the last number. But it has not been like that form. So first of all, let us, as it is in the decreasing order, so you have to continue this order, decreasing order up to 1. That means it is n, then n minus 1, then n minus 2, n minus r plus 1. It is given. Then you have to write down the previous term of n minus r plus 1. n minus r plus 1, its previous term. Previous term means minus 1. Then it is n minus r. Then again we have to write down the previous term of n minus r minus 1. And we have to continue this up to 1 until it reaches the number 1. Those numbers which have been multiplied in the numerator part, again we have to multiply it in the denominator part, so the expression will be in the balanced form. n minus r minus 1, 1. These terms we have multiplied in the numerator as well as in the denominator. Now you can say that this is the continued product starting from 1 up to the last number, that means it is n factorial, and the denominator starting from 1 up to n minus r, the last number is n minus r, that means it is factorial of n minus r. And this is the answer for you, the fourth bit of number 7. Then moving towards to the some of the rest of the problems based upon the factorial topic. So here it is the time for problem number 8 and problem number 9. In the problem number 8, we have been asked to compute the value of these expressions. So starting from the first bit of a problem number 8, and here is a puzzle because more than 2 factorials are given to you. So first of all you have to find out the greatest factorial, and then you have to find out the smallest factorial which is very much closer to the greatest factorial. 3 factorial is a smallest factorial, but it is very distant from the 8 factorial, and 5 factorial is very much closer to or next to the 8 factorial. That means you have to factorize or you have to convert the greatest factorial in terms of 5 factorial. That means 8 factorial can be written in the form of 5 factorial multiplied with 6 multiplied with 7 multiplied with 8. And the rest of the terms is here. You have to remain unchanged the 5 factorial, and then you have to put the value of the very smallest factorial, and that is 3 factorial, and the value of 3 factorial is 6. Now you can cancel 5 factorial with 5 factorial and then 6. Now the rest of the value is your answer. Very much easy problem, and it is the first bit. Then moving towards the second bit. 30 factorial divided by 28 factorial. So many problems we have been solved like this. First of all, you have to choose as 2 factorials are given, one in the numerator part and another is the denominator part. So first of all, you have to choose the greatest factorial, and you have to express or convert the greatest factorial in terms of the smallest factorial. So it will be 28 factorial multiplied with 29 multiplied with 30 divided by factorial of 28. Then cancelling both of the common parts from both numerator and denominator, we can have our answer here. Then moving towards to the problem number 9. So solution for problem number 9, and in this problem some of the expressions are given or some of the formulas are given, and the values of n and r are also given to you. Just you have to put in place of the respective positions, and then you have to find out the value. So given that n is equal to 5 and r is equal to 2, now n factorial divided by factorial of n minus r, then it will be 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 2 factorial of 5 minus 2, that means 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial. Again that same case arises as like the previous problem. First of all, you have to convert or express the greatest factorial in terms of the smallest factorial. So it will be 3 factorial multiplied with 4 multiplied with 5 divided by 3 factorial. Cancelling both of the terms here, you can have your answer. Then again the second bit is here. Given that n is equal to, here it is 15 and r is equal to 12. Now n factorial divided by r factorial multiplied with factorial of n minus r. First of all, putting the value of n, here it is 15 factorial divided by r factorial, that means 12 factorial multiplied with 15 minus 12 factorial of 15 minus 12, then it will be 15 factorial. Okay, 15 factorial divided by 12 factorial multiplied with 3 factorial. Again that same case arises here. 3 factorials are here. So first of all, you have to choose the greatest factorial and then the closer factorial or the closer term to the greatest factorial, and you have to express the greatest factorial in terms of the, that means you have to express the 15 factorial in terms of 12 factorial, that means it will be 12 factorial multiplied with 13 multiplied with 14 multiplied with 15 divided by 12 factorial multiplied with 3 factorial, the value of 3 factorial is 6. So cancelling both of the terms 12 factorial from numerator and denominator, you can have your answer here, and this is 13. Okay, cancelling here 3 multiplied 2, 5, then it is 7, 13 multiplied with 7 multiplied with 5, and solve it, and that is your answer. Just multiply these three numbers, then that will be your answer. So here it is the solution for the problem number 8 and problem number 9. Then moving towards to the last problem of this current video session. So here it is the last problem. So the solving the first bit, factorial of n plus 1, it is the given condition. Given that factorial of n plus 1 is 12 multiple of factorial of n minus 1. First of all, you have to choose as both of the factorials are present in the both sides of the equation. So first of all, you have to choose the greatest factorial and you have to convert it into the form of the or in the terms of the smallest factorial. So n plus 1 factorial, that means factorial of n plus 1 can be written in the form of n plus 1 multiplied with n multiplied with factorial of n minus 1. So it is factorial of n minus 1 multiplied with n multiplied with n plus 1. The right hand side terms are remains unchanged here. Just cancelling both of the common parts from the both sides. Then what we are having here, n multiplied with n plus 1 is equal to, here you can 12 can be factorized into 3 and 4. As you can see that these n and n plus 1 are the consecutive numbers and the second one is the next term of the n. Similarly in the right hand side also 3 and 4 are the consecutive numbers and 4 is the next term of a 3. That means either you can write down n is equal to 3 because out of n and n plus 1, n is the smallest number. Out of 3 and 4, 3 is the smallest number. Either you can compare n and 3 or you can compare n plus 1 with 4. And both of the expressions or comparisons will give you the same result. N is equal to 3. So comparing both sides. We have n is equal to 3. Suppose you have compared the last two terms, the greatest numbers. Suppose you have compared n plus 1 with 4, then again you will get the value as same, n is equal to 3. So whether you compare the first two parts or the last two parts, but the condition is here, they both must be the consecutive numbers and they are arranged in the increasing order. N, then n plus 1, its next term, 3 and its consecutive number, the next term to 3 it is 4. And here it is your answer for the problem number, first bit of it, number 10. Then moving towards to the next bit. Here it is the second bit. Given that factorial of n plus 2 is the multiplication of 2550 with n factorial. Again, n plus 2 factorial or factorial of n plus 2, it is the greatest as compared to the n factorial. So let us convert the factorial of n plus 2 in terms of n factorial. That means it will be n factorial multiplied with n plus 1 multiplied with n plus 2. Then this is 2550 multiplied with n factorial. Cancelling both of the common parts from both sides, we have n plus 1 multiplied with n plus 2, and here it is. Factorizing 2550, we are getting two consecutive numbers 50 and 51. And you can see that the left hand side two terms are in the increasing order and both are of the consecutive numbers. Similarly, as the right hand side terms are also two consecutive numbers and they are placed in the increasing order. That means first is the smallest number in both of the cases and the second is the greatest number, the next term. So comparing both sides, you can compare any of two, either the first two or the last two. Comparing both sides, we have n plus 1 is equal to 50 and the value of n is equal to 49. Here it is the answer. Suppose you have compared n plus 2 with 51, The greatest number in the left hand side term is n plus 2. The greatest number in the right hand side part is 51. So n plus 2 is compared with 51. Then also again we are getting n as 39. The same result. And you have to write down 1 out of the 2. So today we discussed about some of the important basic 10 problems. Out of the some problems are totally based upon the properties of the last video session. In the next video session, we are going to discuss about the counting principle. Till then, thank you.